everyone. Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021 Future Voices has now started. Welcome to today's event from Fuji Television's Multi-Theater in Odaiba, Tokyo. I'm Oyako Kisa, the ambassador of the Voice of Youth Empowerment, and I'll be your MC for today. Very nice to meet you all. So this year marks the 50th anniversary of Asia Pacific Cultural Center for UNESCO, and as part of its commemorative activities, ACCU is collaborating with Fuji TV to host the Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021 Future Voices. This event aims to nurture the next generation who will be the leaders of society in 2030 and to provide a place for youth to meet and learn from each other and to share their thoughts and ideas and activities for the future with the world through presentations. First of all, I'd like to introduce our guests who have gathered here today. So our first guest is Mr. Patrick Harlan. So Patrick is a comedian, actor, narrator, and multi-talented TV personality. Pakun also a commentator for Fuji TV news and infotainment program Live News It. So you're well known as Pakun, right?
That's right, I'm world famous.
You are.
Except for anywhere else in the world besides Japan. Yes, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much.
Great to have you. All right, so our next guest, let me introduce Miss Shina Tsuyuki. Shina is an inspirational environmental activist. After graduating the Green School Bali, the world's greenest school in Indonesia, she participated in COP24 in Poland in 2018 and COP25 in Spain in 2019. Shina is currently taking a leave of absence from her university in order to convey the issue of climate change to junior high and high school students. Welcome, Shina.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you for joining us. All right, so let's go to our next guest. Our last guest is Dr. Kazuyuki Mikami. Professor Association. Welcome, Dr. Mikami. He has extensive knowledge of ESD, Education for Sustainable Development. He also joined us for our first event, SDG's's Agora, on August 22nd. Great to have you, Dr. Mikami.
Good morning. Good morning, all. I'm Mikami. I'm very looking forward to seeing you this time, especially young people's idea, and is very expecting that. So please, I'd like to enjoy your presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Mikami, and thank you all for coming. It'll be the four of us joining the event from here at Fuji TV today. Now I'd like to introduce the teams that will be giving their presentations today. The event called for entries at the end of June, and wow, 120 teams participated. Thank you, everybody. And after a thorough review of the submitted proposals, we have invited 8 teams, 6 from Japan and 2 from overseas. Unfortunately, we had to change our original plan because of the COVID-19 countermeasures and ask all teams to participate remotely today. So first, let's hear from Team Amakusa High School Science Club from Kumamoto Prefectural Amakusa High School. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you all?
I'm fine.
I'm fine. I'm fine.
You're all fine.
You're fine.
Are you
We're
all
fine, too.
nervous? Not so, huh? Wow, okay, I'll see you guys later. Let's go to the next team. Team Gonzales from Sakuragaoka Junior High School in Aichi.
Hello. Hi. Good morning.
Hello.
Good morning.
Are you all ready?
Yes.
Excellent.
Where are you? Are you at your school?
Yeah.
You guys all look good in your uniforms too.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thanks for coming to school on a Sunday.
Oh, that's
Appreciate it.
right. I wouldn't
Sunday.
want to. All right, so let's go overseas. Team KiriCAN Rising from environmental NGO Kiribati Climate Action Network, Tarawa, Republic of Kiribati. Hello there.
Melody.
What's the time for you? It's morning here in Japan.
It's afternoon. It's quarter to 1.
1:45.
Oh, so good afternoon.
It's afternoon.
Oh, it's one.
Sorry,
Okay.
1.
So are you all ready for the presentation?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
We're looking forward to it. See you later.
Right.
All right, way to go. Let's go to the next team. Team Pop. Oh, no. Let's go Team Lafahek Warior from St. Ignatius of Loyola College, Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. Hello there.
Hi.
How are you?
We are fine.
Great.
Everyone's fine.
What time is it there right now?
We are the same time.
Oh,
Really?
Yeah.
That's Kiribati. Okay.
all right. So good afternoon. Okay, so are you ready for the presentation?
Ready.
Okay.
We are in the morning, the same time as the Japan.
Oh,
Yes, it's morning,
Same
right?
time as okay.
Yeah.
same time as
Yes.
Japan. Oh, so good morning.
Yeah.
All right.
Morning.
Okay, thank you. And next team, Team POP, which stands for Piece of Peace, from Sanyo Girls Senior High School in Hiroshima. Good morning, Hiroshima.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning. Are you nervous?
Honest.
It's amazing. Even with their masks, we can tell you're smiling.
Right. Okay, we're looking forward to see you later.
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the next team. Team Steppers from Ichikawa Junior High School in Chiba. Hello, Chiba.
Very energetic.
Right, and great teamwork. So you're also at school?
Yes.
On a Sunday. Thank you. Okay, so we'll see you later. And let's go to Team Sunny from Ehime Prefectural, Saijo High School.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. How are you all?
Good.
Good.
Nice.
Is that a Christmas tree that I see?
Oh, yes.
Ooh. What are your plans for Christmas this year?
Already?
Oh, sorry for the personal question. Okay, let's go next. Let's go to the last team, Team Takezono High School from Ibaraki Prefectural Takezono High School. Morning.
Good morning.
So are you all ready for the presentation?
Yes, we're ready.
All right.
All right. Are you nervous?
Yeah, a little bit, but I want to enjoy this presentation.
No. Please
Not at
enjoy.
all.
Not at all. Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you. I'll see you later. So we have 8 teams, 6 from Japan and 2 from overseas, as we saw. So thank you all for joining us on our Future Voices today. So now we'll watch a video message from Professor Shabazz Khan, Director of the UNESCO Beijing Cluster Office, for today's participants and audiences.
Dear youth participants, ladies and gentlemen, I'm so pleased to open this youth forum today, which is the final event of the series of activities of the Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021. The dialogue is timely and is being organized at a time when the world and the United Nations are discussing the greatest challenges of our time, such as the biodiversity losses, climate change impacts, youth unemployment, especially in the context of COVID-19 pandemic. I recall the first Voice of Youth Empowerment dialogue started in August 2021 where we urge all youth to actively participate and engage in the dialogue to share their perspectives and reflections and actions which can be undertaken, especially for the achievement of the SDGs. So certainly we need to continue with this voice of the youth empowerment platform, and this is certainly timely for the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development in alignment with UNESCO Global Youth Strategy, which is built on the premise that youth are the key strategic partners and actors for sustainable development and for lasting peace. UNESCO recognizes the force, creativity, energy, know-how, and the capacities of young people and approaches it in a cross-cutting way across all of our programs. I believe today's event is a great platform initiated by ACCU to establish a dialogue and have constructive engagement of youth in innovative solutions to global challenges of our time. We encourage young people to be part of ESD for 2030 roadmap to help design, implement, and follow up for SDGs and for creating greater awareness about the challenges and solutions. I would also like to take this opportunity to congratulate Asia Pacific Culture Center for UNESCO, ACCU, on its 50th anniversary, and through all these years, through wonderful projects and activities which have been implemented in education and culture sectors, ACCU has become a very strategic partner of UNESCO in advancing the Global Education 2030 Agenda and SDG number 4. In conclusion, I wish to reaffirm UNESCO Beijing Cluster Office is deeply committed to this youth initiative by ACCU. We need to build a solid youth platform to empower young people to foster and support their actions, promoting partnerships, South-South, North-South, triangular partnerships for a better future we want for all, leaving no one behind. So we continue to work with ACCU for youth to become greater part of the sustainable development agenda in the world. Congratulations. Have a wonderful forum. Thank you.
Thank you for your message, Professor Khan. So it's been about 6 years since SDGs were adopted, and UNESCO has been focusing on youth activities in such a timely circumstance. We're pleased to be able to hold future voices today. All right, so it's the moment we've been all waiting for. Let's start with the Future Voices presentations. Our first presenter is Team Amakusa High School Science Club from Kumamoto Prefectural Amakusa High School. So Ko, Mayuko, and Rui, please start your presentation.
Hello.
Hello.
We are doing research about eelgrass. We would like to spread our idea to the world and work together to stop global warming. Please watch our presentation.
Hello everyone, I'm Rui Morita from the Science Club at Amakusa High School.
I'm Ko Hamasaki.
I'm Maiko Tsuruda.
It's nice to meet you. This explains the research in the name Global Warming Measures for the World. We are currently doing research on measures to combat global warming. By doing this research, we can contribute to these SDGs. Our research is divided into 3 activities. I will explain each of them. The first is a study on predicting future cerebral changes based on the analysis of pollen and diatoms.
The second is research on how to reduce carbon dioxide in seawater by using marine plants called eelgrass.
The third is to spread the specific activities developed from these studies to the region and the world.
Now let me explain one by one. The first one is our seniors analyzed the pollen and diatoms in the sediment to determine the amount of sea level rise after 50 years. This picture shows the actual search for diatoms. Based on this research, seniors considered that the sea level in Amakusa rise by a maximum of 52.1 centimeter in 50 years. I will now explain the mechanism in this slide. This is story collected from a boring survey. This story contains diatom and pollen from the time when the soil was deposited. The diatoms will focus turbionella granulator. Live near the sea surface in the teaser flat. This diatom is also characterized by its local nature, which means that it accumulates in the same place where it lives. Based on these two characteristics, we have estimated the sea level in the past. The pollen shows the partial temperature at the time deposition. From the analysis of diatom and pollen, we can estimate the amount of sea level rise associated with a 1 degree Celsius rise in the post temperature. By doing this research, amount of increase to the temperature increase according the IPCC report, we are able to predict the amount of future sea level rise.
The second research project is aimed at more efficient carbon dioxide reduction using eelgrass. This plant is called eelgrass. This eelgrass has been found to reduce carbon dioxide in seawater through photosynthesis and is currently attracting attention. In order to increase the efficiency of photosynthesis, our seniors thought of using nanobubbles and microbubbles, which have the effect of promoting plant growth. They applied these bubbles to the eelgrass and cultivated and found that the photosynthetic efficiency increased. Furthermore, a comparison experiment between two bubbles showed that nanobubbles are more effective than microbubbles.
The third is to disseminate the results of this research to the whole world through various research presentations. As a concrete way to do this, I'm working with Dennis, who was a judge at Global Link Online, which I recently attended to create a website to disseminate our research activities to people around the world. In addition, a web magazine called Science Window, published by the Japan Science and Technology Agency, has been created in Japanese and English is available on our website. In addition, we are working with local governments and local residents on specific activities against global warming devised based on our research results. This year, we had an environmental symposium that we call AMAPRO. At the symposium, we had a hand-on event to encourage people to grow eelgrass at home as an effort to increase the number of eelgrass. The eelgrass cultivated in each household will be planted in the ocean when it lives to grow about 15 meters in length. The aim of this initiative is not only to reduce carbon dioxide, but also to raise people's interest in measures to combat global warming. They are planting eelgrass seeds. Many people from young children to adults participated in the hand-on experience. At the symposium, in addition to the hand-on experience, we had a panel discussion with the mayor of Amakusa and people from the Environmental Division of Kumamoto Prefecture to discuss future measures to be taken in Amakusa.
Through this research, we would like to work together with people around the world to take action to stop global warming. So far, we have heard many calls to stop global warming, but what exactly should we do? And are we doing it? I think the answer is no. In fact, the countries of Oceania are experiencing the effects of global warming, such as rising sea level. In Japan, where we live, there are still no major effects, and I think there are many people who do not feel the real impact. However, there is no doubt that what Japan is doing is affecting the country of Oceania. I think this is ridiculous. In order to change this situation, I would like to spread our idea to the world and work together to stop global warming. Thank you for listening.
Wow, thank you for the presentation. I mean, I myself live in Japan for quite some time, but never heard of eelgrass. I didn't know about it. So I learned so much from this presentation.
Or estimating sea level rise from paleo pollen.
Right.
Yeah, I had no idea.
Yeah, I've never heard that word before in my life.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah.
I'd like to ask though, this team, they have, they mentioned their seniors, the older students in their school many times. How long has your school been working on this project or this research?
For about 5 years.
5 years.
Wow. So the SDGs were adopted 6 years ago, and you started this project 5 years ago. You're a pioneer in the field. That's wonderful.
Mr. Pioneer. So what do you want to be when you are older? What do you want to become when you're an adult? What's your dream? You want to
maybe scientist?
Probably, with all their knowledge. So Sheena, how did you look at their presentation?
Well, I really loved the seaweed. What was the name again? The
eelgrass?
Eelgrass?
Eelgrass.
Yeah. You know, there's a farmer's market in the green school where I was staying when I was high school. And there was like one time, I remember like people were selling this cup made out of like seaweed, and it's edible.
Edible seaweed?
Yeah.
Like
and also like
nori or wakame?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, it's not. It doesn't taste like wakame, but like it's like really jelly, but also like it's kind of sweet at the same time. And I know that you can also make like a plastic bag, biodegradable plastic bag out of seaweed as well. So I feel like so many possibility on this specific like seaweed.
The potential of seaweed is great.
Yeah. So you learned so much from their presentation as well.
I did.
Right. So Professor Mikami, how did you look at their presentation?
Astonishing for me. Thank you very much for nice presentation. Are you the member of Super Science High School in Japan? No?
Oh, yes. They're saying, oh, yes.
Yeah.
What's that?
Yes.
Professor, could you tell us more about the Super Science High School system?
Yeah. Well, very active schools join the Super High School members, and government gives some foundation to each school. So in such a school, the activity is very active.
Well, I guess the name says it all. They're a super science high school, right?
Definitely. Okay. All right, so why don't we ask some other teammates, maybe Team KiriCAN? Since I heard your presentation's also going to be about climate change, so how was their presentation? Team KiriCAN?
Yes, it was very educational for us. We found it very interesting because we're one of the countries that face the impacts of climate change, and to see someone's been already working with trying to reduce global emission. Hope to work with them, trying to reduce it.
Wow, that'll be great if they can work together.
Collaboration, yeah.
Had you heard of the eelgrass? Eelgrass that they were
we have a lot here.
You have a what?
We have a lot here, but you
have a lot.
We have a lot of those here, but we didn't know it has a lot of potential.
Wow. There you go.
So it would be
a possible point of collaboration. Can I ask a question? Team KiriCAN, we just heard that the expected sea level rise in Amakusa in Japan is 51 centimeters, according to their research. Can you tell us what the expected sea level rise in Kiribati is? It depends on many factors, including the latitude. Yeah. Do you know what is it supposed to rise to over the next 50 or 100 years?
Where most of the islands here is still 2 to 3 meters above sea level, so that would be a great increase. In 50 years or so, we might be underwater.
You might be underwater. That's how
they have to be a mermaid.
Incredible the problem is. So Amakusa High School, I've never seen eelgrass. Does it smell like seaweed?
Or eel?
Or eel? What does it smell like? Scent.
Sea smell.
Like a grass? Is it stinky? Good smell or bad smell?
Smell.
Bad smell. I guess it's stinking.
And it probably doesn't smell much when it's in the water.
Okay.
When it's just absorbing carbon for us, I think the smell is sort of secondary.
Right. So other teams, any opinions or questions? Anything you want to share? Raise hands if you have any questions or opinions about the presentation. Ooh, you're being a little shy. Oh, there you go. Ichikawa Junior High School. All right.
Are eelgrass edible?
Oh, is eelgrass edible?
Let's ask. Can you eat them? Is it edible?
Eat?
Are you insane? Like eating?
Eating?
Edible?
Yeah.
Yeah, eating.
Eating.
Is it edible? Can you eat or no?
Yes. Yes.
Really?
Oh, how? How do you cook?
But taste is very bad.
Oh,
Okay.
Tastes bad.
Okay.
It won't kill you, but don't eat it.
But it helps to decrease the CO2.
Right. The purpose of growing eelgrass is not for food consumption. It's to improve our outlook on the climate factors, right?
Right.
Okay.
But thank you for letting us know about eelgrass.
Yeah. What a great discovery.
Right. Yeah. All right. So thank you, Team Amakusa High School.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your presentation.
Well done.
Right. Great way to start. All right, so up next is Team Gonzales from Sakuragaoka Junior High School in Aichi. So hello, Aichi, and Hiroto, Rio, and Miku. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. You're on.
Hi, we are Team Gonzales, and we are junior high school students in Toyohashi City in Aichi. We thought that this program would be a chance for us to express our thoughts and ideas. We hope that our message will be sent to many people around the world, and that we can make many people interested in the SDGs.
By preparing for this presentation, we found out lots of new facts about the many problems of the world, and the situation was way worse than we thought it would be. We must act now. This thought made us think deeper about the SDGs, and our answer was to recycle disposable masks.
After coming up with this idea to reuse disposable masks, we discussed more about this topic to make this idea more specific and easy to understand. What can be made? Who can it help? What's needed to make this idea a reality? There were times that we even found ourselves working late into the night. Please watch our presentation.
Hi, we are Team GONZALES from Sakuragaoka Junior High School in Toyohashi, Japan. Our city, Toyohashi, is the birthplace of the Gomizero Undo, a cleaning activity that citizens join a few times a year.
Hey, the other day I was taking part in the cleaning activity and noticed a lot of disposable masks thrown away on roads.
Oh no! The garbage like that will flow into the ocean and pollute it.
Yes, plus I heard that it's hard to gather the garbage once it has flowed into the ocean.
Really? We definitely have to think of a plan to save our city and make the world better.
Let's check it out!
First of all, do you know how much disposable masks flowed into the ocean last year? Disposable masks are masks that are made from non-woven fabric, which is made from a kind of plastic. You can throw them away after you're finished using them, so it's very convenient, and they were used a lot last year due to the COVID-19. Some studies found out that more than 1.5 billion disposable masks were found in the ocean.
Wow! We've got to do something to stop this.
Programs to reuse disposable masks have already started in France. The masks are gathered, cut into tiny pieces, sterilized by UV rays, and mixed with other materials. Using this new technology, we came up with the next two ideas. The first idea is to make a tent for people that need places to live in. There are said to be about 80 million people around the world that have lost their homes because of war and natural disasters, and we like to provide temporary shelters for people to live in without any worry. In addition, the polyester and nylon contained in non-woven fabrics are actually used as materials for tents. Non-woven fabric also has high heat retention, so we think that converting it into tents is one of the best ideas to reuse disposable masks. The second idea is to make water filters out of non-woven fabric. Numerous people around the world lose their lives every day because they use or drink unsafe water. A water filter would be an urgent necessity for those people, and it will probably save many lives and bring happiness. In fact, non-woven fabric has features that makes it effective when changed into a water filter and is already used in home water purifiers. For actual use, there is a need to mix the fabric with other materials. However, we think that it is possible to make water filters out of non-woven fabric, which is originally made from plastic.
If we could make these ideas a reality, that would be wonderful.
Yes, but how are we going to collect the used masks?
There's a recycling system in France, but I've never heard of a collection system.
Isn't that because there's no reliable collection systems?
That's probably it. Let's think of some ideas.
The first idea we came up with is to collect the masks at a garbage collection spot. In Japan, there are a couple of garbage collection spots in each district, so they can be gathered by setting a mask collection day on several days of the week. If a country doesn't have garbage collection spots, we will deal with the problem by setting up a mask collection spot in places that many people use frequently, such as a marketplace.
I'm sure we can gather many masks this way.
But to succeed, I think many people will have to know that disposable masks can be recycled.
Yes, that's right. So we thought of ways to get people's attention and masks at the same time.
Let's see it!
The first is to start the recycling system at medical institutions. Masks at places like hospitals are usually thrown away after being used only for a short time. Therefore, we can gather many disposable masks at places like this. In addition to this, medical institutions are placed all over the world, and it is easy to start a test program. There are many merits in working with medical institutions first, and it will probably have a good influence on other people too.
The second is to involve companies and cities, starting with schools. To do this, we need funds for support. So, we thought of businesses that are directly affected by marine plastic
and realized that businesses and companies that relate to or deal with fisheries have a direct impact. We will ask businesses like these to invest in this system. This money will then be used to gather and disinfect the masks. After that, the processed masks will be handed over to companies that make the products. Changing the masks into new things will probably need new technology, but the low material cost is literally free, so we think that it is possible to make products cheaper than usual. Then, non-profit organizations will purchase the products using funds from people who want to help save lives. The products will then be sent to refugees or people who need clean water. A small percentage of the profit that the manufacturers get will be paid to the school that offer the material. This system can not only help people in need, but can also involve the city in recycling disposable masks, and that will lead to more masks getting collected.
Finally, we are wishing for 2030 where there's less waste emissions and more ways to recycle than now. To make this a reality, everyone has to know about current environmental issues and take part in the SDGs.
As a starting point, we joined this program to send out thoughts and ideas to people all over the world so that we can grab attention of many people as possible and make a chance for them to take interest in the SDGs. Just talking about it and raising awareness will lead to achieving our goal, so we want many people to interact with each other and share their thoughts through various medias such as social networks.
This program reminded us again that we shouldn't wait to address for the environmental issues we face. The reason we chose disposable masks as our theme is because we wanted to change your thoughts and point of views. By presenting an idea that can change what is usually thrown away into something that is needed, we hope that we were able to inspire something in you.
Let's take action and make a brighter future. Thank you for listening. Bye.
Wow, we're so inspired, aren't we?
Brilliant.
Brilliant. They focused on disposable masks.
Right, and they researched the technological possibilities. That's a long English word. Technological possibilities, and then they introduced a business model.
Right.
And talked about starting a social movement. It was a multifaceted presentation with a lot of thought and really great production. They had a little skit between the video clips.
Right.
And they had, I guess it's Mr. Rio in the middle doing a turn and a punch to the camera for the editing. I thought the whole thing was incredibly well done. Rio, is that you in the middle?
No, I'm Hiroto.
Oh, then forget you, Hiroto. Sorry. Sorry, the gentleman in the middle, Hiroto-san?
Yeah.
I really liked your turn and punch. Was that an original did you choreograph that yourself?
The punch?
We thought that I wanted to make a presentation better, so I thought I wanted to do funny things. So my member helped me, and I did that.
It's very important. It seems extraneous, not necessary to the theme, but if you can't get anyone to watch your presentation, you'll never get your message across.
Right.
That was wonderful.
Wonderful.
Who came up with the name?
Gonzales?
Yeah, the name was creative as well.
Yeah.
Let's ask. So who came up with the idea, Gonzales and GONZALES, right?
Right.
Let's ask. Oh, again. Cool.
Very cool.
How did you come up with the name? Were there other options?
The reason is our wish is for the waste to be gone and less waste in the world, and it's better for everyone future, and yeah, and
yeah, it was very attractive. Thank you. So Sheena, what did you think of the presentation itself?
Well, I really liked how they looked into the latest problem that we are facing today. Because like when the COVID came to this world, everyone was like panic, and we couldn't really look into the environment, but only looked into the society.
Right, definitely.
But like I see there was like so many problems came out during this COVID, and I think this is like one of the biggest issues. So,
right.
Yeah.
Because I myself use like 3 masks a day, so I think we're gonna have like tons of use masks even from now on.
That's a lot of masks.
That
You could build a tent in a week.
Well, probably. Okay, so Mikami Sensei, what did you think of their presentation?
Yeah, this work is very unique, and it's very wonderful to think about the recycling system of masks, because I myself sometimes find used mask on the street. But I just wonder, how should I do? Already someone used this. So this system supposed is go well, then very effective.
Right.
Because the Japanese industrial technique is to make water purification is very developed, I think. So please apply these masks, used masks, to do such a filter. Right. It's a very nice idea.
Definitely.
I wish they can actually do, like try creating a tent and creating the water filter.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
In the future,
Yeah, in the future.
In the near
It's really
future. So why don't we ask Team Amakusa High School? How did you look at their presentation?
I think very nice presentation. So question is, how many masks necessary to create the tent?
Oh, good question. How many masks for a tent?
We've not yet like exactly calculated the number, but we think we need a lot, but not so much. Like it's a number that we can gather in our school probably.
Ooh.
Certainly.
So about a couple thousand?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe thousands and
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. So should we go on to the next team's presentation? Yes. Okay, so let's go to Team 3, Team KiriCAN Rising from Environmental NGO, Kiribati Climate Action Network. So Taniera and Tebuebui am I pronouncing it right? Sorry if I'm not. And we're missing one friend. I thought it was a team of 3.
Yes, we apologize for a friend. She had sort of a problem. Her father passed away, so.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, so you two will show us your spirit for her. Okay, so please go on. Thank you. Okay, so time to show us your presentation.
All right.
Okay.
Melody, we are KiriCAN Rising. Hi, my name is Taniera.
My name is Tebuebui. We are honored to be in this program, which is Voice of Youth Empowerment, since this helps us as youth from all over the world to have our voices to be heard. Our main concern here in Kiribati is climate change. We know that Kiribati is a small nation where it can be easily affected by climate change. And this affects our education, our environment, our food, and most importantly, our future.
In this video presentation, you'll see us wearing our traditional attire, which represents our identities as Ikiribes, to show that we want to keep and save our country. Our dream is to have a sustainable country and one where we can prosper and share with generations to come. We will fight against climate change, and we have taken the first step in planting mangroves and doing cleanup campaigns. We want our voices to be heard and hopefully to inspire the world to also lend a hand in saving our home. Please watch our video.
A warm greeting from us, Melody. We are KiriCAN Youth Uprising. We are grateful to be part of a program which is Voice of Youth Empowerment. Thus, our goal is sustainable life. Sustainable life means to maintain life, to be healthy, safe, and happy at the same time. Therefore, our major issue in Kiribati is climate change. And this affects us as youth in our education, health, and so forth.
The world we're living in is changing before our eyes. And as youth, this is something that we see, and it frightens us that what we have will no longer exist in the future. The SDG goal demonstrates the importance of why we as a country must work together in helping our people to combat the arising issues such as health, poverty, inequality, and so on. In Kiribati, our major issue is climate change, which is the cross-sector of problems we're facing today. We are facing that reality now. We are in the front line of climate change, and the need to act is now, or what we hold so dearly will disappear. It is important for us to realize that now, as younger generations, so that we can act and play out an important role as leaders in the future to help keep our nation sustainable. Our dream and goal is to live our lives on where our roots and bonds have stood for centuries, in a world where we can prosper and share with generations to come.
As we come to the end of our video presentation, we as a youth are thankful for this great opportunity to present the importance of SDG for young generations to realize a sustainable society in the future and for our country, Kiribati. We know Kiribati is in the front line facing the brunt of climate change. However, my country will not stand idle. It is fighting. It will not sink or drown because we are all fighting. We are not sinking, we are not drowning, but we are fighting. This tells the world that no matter what happens in climate change, we will fight to the end. As such, we are planting mangroves and promoting environmental cleanliness by doing cleanup campaigns as the first step in combating climate change. We hope to prevent the loss of land through planting trees and mangroves, and we hope to beautify our nation and our environment to be safe for us and our animals to live in. Kampesin dapat, Sapo.
So Paku, we saw in those pictures that climate change is really urgent. It's their
Absolutely.
major issue.
One of the major hurdles of addressing climate change is that the major producers of CO2 and other greenhouse gases, America, Canada, Europe, Japan, China, are not the same countries that suffer the effects of climate change in the same way that our friends from Kiribati do. And their voices are often not heard on the global stage. Their positions are often not apparent in the debate. And the fact that our friends today came out and showed us their traditional garb, as well as their lifestyle, as well as their action, and they closed it with the strong message, we're not drowning, we're fighting. I think that this is the kind of message which can change the global debate. Hopefully those of us on the producing side can take a little bit more responsibility for the future of our friends on the receiving side.
Definitely, definitely. So are people really aware of the climate change out there?
In Kiribati?
In Kiribati, yeah. How do you feel the urgentness in your daily life? How do you feel it?
Oh, we're very concerned because sometimes we could, like, when it's a really high tide, the sea can go up into our houses and all that. And so it's a really distressing problem for us.
Wow.
So, yeah, we have problems with it. And sometimes our water also is affected. It becomes salty. We have well water, so.
Ooh, so you do feel it in your daily life. So Sheena, how did you?
Well, I think it was like very emotional, but also like inspirational at the same time. And these kind of like voice has to be on a table, especially at the places like conferences, parties, you know, COP24 and 5, which I joined when I was like 18 and 19, but there weren't many people like them could join. Like,
Why
you know,
is that? Why is that?
I mean, it's like depends, but they don't have enough money to get on a plane, or they don't even have airports in the country, you know? So it's just like situation is just really
Unfortunately,
not possible.
Economic power, which is directly related to how much CO2 you produce, is also directly related to diplomatic power.
Right.
So the bigger, stronger your economy is, the louder your voice is on the global stage.
Which I really don't like about.
Yes, and especially
Nobody does.
regarding climate change,
Yeah.
the victims of the rising temperatures should have a larger voice.
Definitely.
It doesn't make sense that they're not part of the debate.
We all agree on that. So, Mikami sensei.
One big problem is only limited number of people knows about the situation of Kiribati. Yeah, so we become friends each other and know much better each other. Then this danger of rising sea level is in their friends' country. As well as our country. So situation is become better and better, but slow and slow, but better and better anyway.
Right, step by step. Any questions you guys
Well,
have?
let's ask the team from Amakusa their reaction. You all also looked into sea level change, and you can see the direct effects on the lifestyles of our friends in Kiribati. What do you think about the presentation?
Kiribati situation so bad. So we are doing planting eelgrass, but in Kiribati it can't.
You can't use eelgrass.
Yes, can't planting eelgrass. So.
In Kiribati, I saw somebody
they were planting
something. What was that? Team KiriCAN? We saw
mangrove, I think.
Was it mangroves?
Mangrove.
Oh, that was mangrove?
Yes. Team KiriCAN, can you tell us more about the positive effects of mangroves? How do they help reduce land loss?
It actually holds the sand in place, and it acts as a wave breaker from rushing waves that come. So it really helps in soil erosion.
Right, and it's one of the rare trees which grow in seawater.
Right. I love the look of the mangrove. So the steppers have some opinions about the presentation KiriCAN gave us. So steppers, where are you? Oh, there you are.
Right now, we live in the developed side of the world, right? And then here, we don't really feel that much garbage being thrown away in the streets and stuff. But then in Kiribati, like they're being washed from the ocean because they're surrounded by the ocean. So we thought by watching that video, we kind of felt how it was like in Kiribati, and they showed us a lot of pictures, so that was more effective and emotional for us as well.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and then we really liked your guitar. Was it you playing?
Yes, I was playing guitar.
Very good. Is that an original piece?
Yes. We had to come up with an original piece because we forgot about copyright. So,
my. Uh-oh, there's an ambulance. I hear an ambulance behind you. I hope everything is okay. Okay, so thank you, Team KiriCAN. We really were moved by your presentation. Really appreciate it. Okay, so let's go to Team 4. Team Lafahek Warior from St. Ignatius of Loyola College, Democratic Republic of Timor-Leste. So we're joined by Aldio Jose and Gracieta Cizeliana. Maybe you want to introduce yourself because I didn't think I said it right.
Yeah, right. Hello, we are Lafahek Warior team. My name is Aldio.
And my name is Gracieta. We are honorable to this opportunity to share our point of view, to focusing in education system, especially in our country. And our focusing is about the pandemic situation. Our team focus that in pandemic situation, education is just one of the best part to contribute to development. But from pandemic, all of them have to be suspended. So we come up with the innovation that can bring a better one for the brightest future.
So our goal is to create a better future in our national strategic plan. So to achieve our goal, we have to do what has to be done. So that's all.
Please watch our video.
Bindu, konnichiwa.
It is the greatest opportunity to be a part in this program. We are honorable to deliberate our point of view regarding to this struggling situation of pandemic that affected many youths and come up with a new vision and solution for the brightest future, especially to our new generation.
We are delightfully to introduce ourselves. My name is Aldi Jose.
And my name is Gracieta Jimenez.
We are the students of St. Ignatius of Loyola College in Timor-Leste. COVID-19 has drastically damaged health, social, economic, and particularly educational systems. As in our concrete reality, the current situation of pandemic brings despair in our society, especially the youth of our generation, in order to develop, elaborate, and manifesting their capabilities and knowledges, and also blocking the access to the high rate of education, which is a route to a personal development.
Our basic contribution to this program is to articulate the constructive and productive idea by the stimulation the sense of change with its prioritized collective interests and common wave on education and cultural levels. Nevertheless, throughout this program, our team could contribute to create improvement in our work by stabilizing strategic plan appropriately regarding to the system of implementation through Sustainable Development Goal (SDG) in aspect of education and cultural.
So, our central effort is to intensify the access of education in the process of learning and getting knowledge, even though in pandemic situation, to reach human awareness in order to adapt into the new era of civilizations. The alternative way to survive in this challenging pandemic situation is technology. However, the solution can totally guarantee the access of education and help the students to gain knowledge and learn more. Its importance is growing rapidly in technology education sector. The more technology advances, the more benefits it provides to students at every level of education.
From that, we come with a new innovation who call School at Home. In this innovation is come with three main programs: educational challenge, virtual website, and natural or environmental schooling. School at Home. Our innovation is called School at Home. This innovation comes in this pandemic situation. In our countries, in Timor-Leste, in these 2 years, 2020 and 2021, all of the school have to suspend it. So all of the students have to be stay home. And for the solution that the government give to us, we are access the online schooling. But the internet connection in this Timor-Leste is not really good, and then all of the school have to be stopped. So from that, we come with this innovation. This innovation come with the three main activities, three main programs that can be help our friends, students in this country to be still be in their learning process and then to give and to achieve their goal. From that, we are come with the three main program: education channel, virtual website, and natural schooling.
Another alternative innovation is natural schooling. Natural schooling is learning process which provides education and teaching directly to the whole communities, specifically the youth in the period of emergency state. It is kind of outside class schooling in practical way, which many of them could learn about the subjects and practice accordingly in regards of environmental issues and many other sciences. It is particularly for those in rural area or those who do not have technology access, for instance, TV, computer, and mobile phone, and have no comprehension to use technology.
In the other hand, we come with also an innovation called virtual website. This is our website, internal website, when students from all of the school can access to doing their homework, their exercises, their grammar, and their all of the school necessary. From that, the student who can access online classes, and for the student that can access a good connection internet, can be still be have the learning education, and then they can be access their school onlinely with the website, and they can be doing their exercises and provide improvement their technique and skill and make the education, make their learning process to be more interesting.
The third and the last one is educational channel. Educational channel is providing education through TV channel that the student could learn directly and live at home, which is a great and easy way to gain knowledge and participate as a school life.
And also including a quality education in SDG number 4, and then SDG number 5 for the gender equality, for the SDG number 13 climatic action, and for the last one for the peace and justice for everyone in SDG 16.
One of an important role is to do what has to be done which could bring benefits and great impact to our generation and next generation. Thus, our team contribution is to see and learn from the past experiences and take the action and responsibility to rebuild, extend, and establish the well-functioning programs. We cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for our future.
So that's all our presentation. Thank you for your attention.
A huge hug from Timor-Leste to all of you though.
Stay safe. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Arigatou gozaimasu to you too. So Pakun, education is an important field to reach the goals of SDGs.
Certainly. And many people, when they think of SDGs, they immediately think of climate change and sustainable development in the sense of reducing carbon emissions or conservation. But to create a sustainable world society, we need to improve the education and the technological development of our brothers and sisters in the countries which do not have access to 5G, which is what we are so proudly pursuing here in Japan, or who don't have a cell phone in every pocket or a smartphone in every pocket yet.
Right.
And I thought the chance to hear directly from our friends in Timor-Leste is an inspiration for us in the advanced world, the G7 countries, to find a way to lend a hand, because the people in those countries that do not have the access, that's where the growth potential is.
Right.
And that's how we can raise the global bar, both in education and technology. Thank you so much for your voices.
Right. And China, as an environmental activist, and you spend so much time with the junior high school kids and high school students.
Yes. I mean, that's what I do every single day, like telling about the basic knowledge of climate change, which are not really well known yet in Japan. So, I mean, to solve any problem in the society right now, like we really have to fill the gap of education. And this presentation reminded us again how important of the education is.
Right.
Yeah, and I will continue to do the presentation.
Oh, please, please.
As a climate activist, so yeah, thank you so much.
Right, any questions for the two?
Well, I would like to ask, like, do you guys learn, like, how much do you guys learn about SDGs or climate change specific or gender equality, these topics at their school?
For the SDGs, we are in our school topic. Sometimes we have a debate about the equality gender. Yes, we are talking about the equality gender, about the environment issue. In our school, we also have a lot of activity who call Loyola Green in our school to provide that in our school we create a green place to everyone to live, to our society in school, to all of the organized, to all of the animals and anyone that live in this society of our school.
Well, I felt it's like a little more advanced than Japanese education,
too,
because they're doing like hands-on learning, like they were saying, do activities and debates, and not only learning from the textbook.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yes.
I really appreciated your final comments about when thinking about the future of our youth. We also need to prepare our youth for the future, or create youth that are ready for the future. Can I ask what the two of you are planning to do in your personal futures?
Right. Oh, I'm interested.
Sorry, could you repeat?
Sorry, can you repeat?
Yes, I'm sorry. I was just wondering what the two of you want to do in the future, personally. Do you want to become teachers, or scientists, or researchers? or activists?
A YouTuber.
Yeah. First of all, for me particularly, I want to be philosophy. So I want to philosopher. So I want to create and teach the people about basically for the environmental issue and also for education to raise the consciousness of the people, particularly in our society of Timor-Leste.
You're a great fit.
Perfect.
And you?
For me, I want to be part, especially in our society. I think that I have to be a part. I have to be included in society. I want to be a part of the volunteers activities, so I can know, I can learn what society needs, and I can be make something changing, especially in our country. I want to be an influencer to all of my friends and all of the society in Timor-Leste.
Influencer. Wow, that's wonderful.
Well, you've already started. You've certainly influenced me and the rest of the panel, I believe.
Definitely, all of us watching.
Well
so, Mikami Sensei, you're like the father of education. So, how did you hear their voices?
In these 2 years, during the pandemic of COVID-19, many schools, most schools, adopted the online lecture. And many people say online is not so good. They should meet each other on the classroom. But partly it's correct. But online lecture give us many good chances.
Yes.
Yeah, new chances for us. For example, we can communicate each other like today.
Right.
We can
Across
communicate far from
we're
even in foreign countries.
More.
Yeah, right. We should use such a system much more actively.
Yeah, it adds possibilities.
Yeah.
Right. So, okay, so let's ask our friends. How about Takezono High School? Any opinions or questions you want to share?
I have one question about your presentation. So what kind of education, what kind of program can you see in education channel, and about how many education programs can you see on by those education channels?
Good question.
Okay, so in our country, Timor-Leste, especially in this pandemic, we are stuck in the online classes. But not all of the school have to have online classes. We have a really bad internet connection, and the system of education is not really good here. So just you can say that just 2 or 3 school of high school in this country that have online classes. Rest of them just stuck in this pandemic and not doing something. So we come up with the TV channel, education channel, with all of the subject for all of the level of school that can help all of our friends in this country, especially for those that don't have online classes, to be accessed for the schooling subject. So everyone can can continue their learning process even though in the pandemic situation or in the special situation.
Is this a proposal? Are you suggesting they create a TV channel, or is there already one that exists?
It already exists, but we want to improve more and to create the innovation of implementation.
I see. At this point, how many hours a day of educational programming do they have on this channel?
Just 2 hours.
Just 2
2
hours.
hours. Okay.
Yes.
So the environment is another issue.
Certainly.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Timor-Leste, thank you, everybody. So we saw the first 4 teams' presentation. I'm so impressed already. So now we'll have a break for 30 minutes. Part 2 will begin 11:50. 11:50. So please take a nice break, everybody, and be prepared to come back for the rest of the event. And meanwhile, please enjoy watching the highlights of all teams' presentations. So we'll see you later. Make sure you come back.
I'm Tsukasa and I'm Fuka. Nice to meet you.
Okay. Do you need a shopping bag? I'm fine because I have a newspaper bag.
My name is Neo Suzuki and
My name is Arisa Saito.
I have the impression that there was a lot of garbage.
And spread SDGs.
Hello everyone. We are Watanabe Hanaka and Yana Nanaho of Tadami Junior High School. The Tadami River village for our talents. We are willing to work on SDGs 6.
We would like to give this presentation with Saki Takahashi, Tomohana Nakajima, and Sao Miyahara.
There are people all over the world who wear various kinds of clothes and costumes, but in Japan,
we hope that sea creatures can live without mistaking plastic as their food, and plastic pollution will significantly decrease from 2030.
Do you think that we are in a sustainable society? Let's improve our future.
Did you know that about one precious red?
However, the 10th and 16th of these stages are not followed.
We thought it is important to know the truth.
These pictures were taken on another day. You can see clear difference between what's left depending on the menu.
My name is Ayano.
And my name is Haruka.
These are what we have done, but these are things I am working on as individual.
Do you know these two marks? The left is the trademark.
I'm Marco.
I'm Ayana.
Ayana, we learned the SDGs during our period for integrated study time, didn't you? Yes, we are Arisanita.
Then Yamamoto.
And I'm Namuto.
From Matsudo Kokusai High School.
We will talk about 3 topics.
We had a poster session activities about SDGs.
My name is Koki Takayama and her name is Hirona Horisaka.
I'll talk about a strategy related to goal setting.
Now, let's watch our video together.
But now, we have to stand in until and take action to help each other.
My name is Manaka Angabori.
My name is Yuka Moto.
We would like to introduce our actions and talk about our thoughts and the necessary food on a piece of paper.
Hello. My name is Saya Ota.
My name is Murikamuji.
My name is Kai Nakashimoto. We are ACCU Junior High School students.
Where should we study? Honestly, I don't have no ideas. Is there any places where we can concentrate on studying?
It is now the year 2021. We only have 9 years until 2030 to achieve the goal of SDGs.
I didn't know that our girls' uniform had slacks.
Didn't you know? Starting today, the school girls can wear them at school.
Discrimination is wrong because it denigrates one's identity.
There will be economic growth, less violence, and more diverse talents, which might lead to new innovation.
Because it will be an opportunity to solve the hazards of SDGs. So we are investigating about educational inequality.
One, it has knowledge to overcome racial discrimination as common sense. And the other one is make friends overseas.
Hello, we are Rhea and
Do you know 3O plus redesign? 3O is famous, but what about redesign?
We continue to increase, and it will not be long before the race reaches 1/3.
Hello! The name of our team is Alpinist. Do you know this word? This is a person who has specialized knowledge about climbing mountains.
In 2030, we want to live in a world where we can make conscious and practical decisions to prevent the discrimination of minorities. Please enjoy the video.
They will die because of plastic. Therefore, we can change everything in the worldwide education. So we would like to filter through the minorities for everyone.
I also want to make the world a place where there are no walls and everyone can feel happy.
I'm Sakurako and she is Hanae. And before that, let me explain what is poverty. Poverty is not being able to afford basic things.
Hello, I'm Yuzuki. I'm Haruka. I'm Moeka. We are Masudo Kokusei High School students. Do you know Rubik's Cube?
Hello, my name is Haruka and my name is Mizuki. Today, we're going to talk about poverty, environmental issues, and how education should be used.
Wow, so tasty! I want to taste it too. Try it! But did you know that the food went from convenience stores?
How we can remove the barrier of mindset such as prejudice, and how we can have contact with disabled persons without any differences between ordinary people and them.
Hello, we are Sasti at Nagoya International Junior High School. Here are two main things that Sasti has done for SDGs.
The first activity is about number 13.
I'm Ayana Naganuma. Akira Nakamura. And Futana Fudo. Second, about number 2. Zero hanger. To achieve this goal, however, after this poster discussion, I was able to learn a lot of information and think about what else we can do to help.
If we can install the trash boxes we designed, the amount of littering will definitely be reduced until 2030.
Okay, let's start the discussion. Takezono, do you have any ideas for solving these problems?
My solution is planting trees, and it's going to be the best way to solve deforestation.
Also, we should use renewable energy so that we can reduce CO2.
We are working with youth in Japan and abroad to find better intergenerational relationships.
In August, we visited JICA Global Square.
Hello everyone, I'm Nonoka Mori from Jumonji High School, and
I'm Nozomi Kurebayashi from Koriyama Gimit University Attached High School.
I'm Miyako. I'm Shuka.
I'm Misora. We are thinking about Peter Town planning.
Taking this into account, we'd like to make promotional videos to introduce companies or our city.
On the right is a picture of Kankyo Day before coronavirus. Our members opened a store and advertised our activities.
We are on foot at goal 1 and 4. Fair trade is a system so that workers can get sufficient salary, which will help them get out of poverty.
We love S, D, G, Z. Thank you. Thank you.
Our group name is Shining Stars. We are junior high school students in Sendai. By 2030, we hope every single life in the world, including not only humans.
We think it is wrong that you cannot study or expand into a society just because you were born as a woman.
Look at these pictures. Each department displays goals of the SDGs depending on what their work contributes to. It gets the citizens know and think about the SDGs.
Therefore, we would like to create a document using the character we have created and come up with a method of teaching that can be used to raise children's awareness.
Happen due to the lack of consciousness, such as accepting
Patients. Let me show a case. Discrimination by police officer.
Of course, you can make any of the works lives.
We recommend making by using thin and rough cloth.
We are 9th grade students from Hiroshima. As Hiroshima citizens, we strongly wish to create a world filled with happiness, love, and peace.
Hi everybody! Do you know this cute orangutan has declined by 80% in the last 100 years?
This is percentage of interest in sustainable fashion.
Not interested by 51%. What we want to change is not about science or technology. It is the people's mind. That's why we think we can achieve our goals in 2030.
Hello, we are ACCU Junior High School students. My name is Mr. My name is Masaki. My name is Masayoshi Nagano. I would like to explain my opinion about SDGs number 2, which is the hunger.
During the Tokyo 2020 Fest this year, various efforts were made to make the games sustainable. We looked into how each of the efforts can be connected to the SDGs.
We will start talking about gender. Our team became interested in the theme gender because of our personal experiences.
My name is Yuna.
I'm Mariko.
And I'm Ryuko.
All of us are junior 3 returning students, aspiring to become the voice representing the youth to create a brighter future.
First place, SDGs is the abbreviation for the Sustainable Development Goals. This is the goal that we have set to solve the current problems of the advanced country and developing country.
The best action we can take is to save as much water as we can every day, such as cutting back on underwater use and occasionally maintaining our house's pipes to check for leaks.
However, we have to understand that this kind of trend does not always lead to good results.
Peace, freedom, and equality are a few of the many words people might use to describe a perfect world.
These are also some of the Sustainable Development Goals.
As a member of the Group of 7, an intergovernmental organization consisting of countries like the US, the UK, France, Italy, and so on,
we wish that our project will be successful and hope that our children will live safely and comfortably.
Thank you for listening.
Bye! I'm Haruka.
I'm Alisa. We have known each other for over 10 years, but we grew up in different situations. I grew up in the United States,
while I grew up in Japan.
For the first place, do you know what is secondary victimization? It means a victim suffers from further harm outside.
Hello. We come from senior high school at Sakado University of Tsukuba. We are first grade and interested in education.
We are the risk takers, and today I want you all to understand the issue with sexual minorities in the school community, which connects to gender equality.
The increase in atmospheric temperature also leads to the melting of ice in the Arctic, Antarctica, and Greenland.
Hello everyone, I am in front of the atomic bomb dome, which is the World Heritage Site in Hiroshima.
In fact, there is abuse of children and organizations such as gangsters in Japan.
Hello, I am Seika Kono, a high school student that loves to hang out, bake, and play tennis. I strongly felt the importance of ecosystems during biology's class, and since then, I have been working to achieve goal number 15.
Today, Amy and I will talk about poverty. We will talk about its goals, importance, effects, and causes.
Hello everyone. Today, we will introduce a basic activity. Basic environmental activities like garbage program and great deal.
Hello. My name is Haruka. I'm from Gunma.
My name is Haruta. I'm from Tokyo.
My name is Kaede. I'm from Gunma. We are all from Oze High School and taking the Natural Environment course.
As you can see, the fastest time was only 2.31 seconds. That's crazy. That's not washing your hands.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had a nice coffee break. So let's start the second part of the Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021 Future Voices now. So before we begin, let's watch message videos from Miss Lea Gonzui, known as Lea Papi, and Miss Benny Takemata, fujitv announcer, who both joined the previous event, SDG's's Agora, on August 22nd.
Hi everyone! How are you doing? I'm Lea Papi, a pop team model. I'm also Generation Z. Wow, that's amazing that you have so much to say. And I can't wait to hear the rest team's presentation too. Believe in yourself and be yourself. Good luck and have fun.
Hello everyone. I'm Benny Takemata, an announcer from Fuji Television. You're all doing great work, and I'm so impressed how powerful your voices are. It's a wonderful opportunity for us to connect and share our thoughts and ideas today. Together with you, I believe we can make a big difference for the future. Let's keep on going.
Thank you for the messages. All right, so now let's start Future Voices presentation part 2. Our fifth presenter is Team POP, stands for Piece of Peace, from Sanyo Girls Senior High School in Hiroshima, Mei and Arisa. Are you ready for your presentation?
Yes!
I feel the energy. Okay, let's see it.
Hi, my name is Mei Yamamoto. We made our presentation about the 16th goal, peace, justice, and strong institutions, and we will talk about Hiroshima, which was hit by the atomic bomb. I think that blending our two different visions to make one presentation was the most difficult thing about this project. I like eating chocolate and playing the piano, but not at the same time. My dream is to one day go to Broadway and see a musical in person, so I want to study English more.
Hi, my name is Arisa Tsushima. My dream is to be a doctor because I want to save a lot of people. I like jagariko and edamame. My favorite place in Hiroshima is Miyajima because I can eat many different kinds of momiji manju. For me, memorizing an 8-minute script and giving a speech without any mistakes was the difficult thing about this project. When you watch our presentation, we hope you come to understand our passion for the peace event we hope to have. Please watch our presentation.
Hello! We thought about what we can do to achieve the 16th goal of the SDGs. From now, we will talk about what step we want to take for peace education.
We are working on various peace activities. I have been fortunate to participate in many of these. We will introduce them and explain why we want you to also learn about peace. Last year, I started participating in an organization called One Dream Student Program. We asked park visitors to write a pledge to do what they can for a more peaceful world. But they struggled to answer, and some people couldn't answer at all. It was shocking to me. It was as if they didn't care about peace.
We students who live in Hiroshima are learning about peace. We all know about the effect of the atomic bomb better than people who live in other areas. So we have strong opinions about peace. We feel that peace education is important.
So we thought if peace education becomes more popular around the world, people will be able to understand the importance of peace and realize the abolition of nuclear weapons. in order to make sustainable societies. First, it is necessary to have interest in it before we achieve the abolition of nuclear weapons.
We want people of all ages to learn more about peace and think about how each one of us can make a difference. Giving others a chance to think about peace is what we can do to promote the SDGs.
It is important for people to visit Hiroshima, which was hit by the atomic bomb. So we thought of the event, let's go to Hiroshima. People will not just learn about peace, but also how to realize it themselves. We will introduce this event in the following 3 ways.
To begin with, we will get the word out about this event. We made a movie about Hiroshima because we want many people to visit. Wow, Miyajima.
I've been there.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Wow, beautiful.
It was delicious.
I want to eat. The target audience of this event is youth, so we will spread these videos with social media that young people often use. Thanks to social media, people will be interested in Hiroshima and visit our sites. For example, Miyajima, Kure, Miyoshi, and Onomichi. Also, we will guide them through lantern floating and Orizuru Tower.
In addition, this event can stimulate the local economy. Now, the economy remains stagnant in many sightseeing spots due to coronavirus. So, it is difficult for many shops to get income. But if visitors increase with this event, local business owners will survive. Also, we urge people not to litter when they visit Hiroshima in order to protect the beautiful views and wildlife. We encourage people to keep the SDGs in their mind. We aim for not only 16th goal, but also the others. Through this event, we will have a workshop where people can fold paper cranes, a symbol of Hiroshima, and learning about peace.
How do you plan to do that?
Well, what do you think about Peace Memorial Museum?
To be honest, it was so scary. I can understand the horror of the world.
Yes, we can understand the importance of peace there. Look at this. This is a paper plane, orizuru in Japanese. Actually, this has a strong connection with Sadako Sasaki, who was exposed to the atomic bomb.
Oh, I know her story. She was able to make over 1,000 paper planes before she died of the atomic bomb effect. I see now. So this paper crane contains wishes for peace. We have to know about Hiroshima for building a peaceful world.
Good. So let's think about what we can do for peace. Why? Folding paper cranes.
Thank you.
In this way, people will become interested in peace education because they can talk about peace in an endurable way.
But the truth is, having large international events goes against anti-virus efforts. So we thought, what can we do now to challenge ourselves and convey our passion for this event?
We decided to write our letter in English to the governor of Hiroshima, Hidehiko Yuzaki, because we want to know what actions our leaders are taking and what advice they have for us. We were fortunate to receive a letter in reply from Hidehiko Yuzaki, and would like to read some of it now. While the power each of you hold may feel small, you are by no means powerless.
By considering what you can do toward realizing a peaceful world, widely sharing your ideas and taking action, you will help unify your respective countries' people around the wish to create a peaceful world, including nuclear weapons abolition.
Thereby, you will help shape public opinion, which I believe is precisely what we're going to become the driving force toward a peaceful world.
When we received this personal reply from Governor Yuzaki, actually we were surprised but motivated to continue our efforts.
We hope our story inspires you too. Thank you for listening.
Wow. Thank you. We're definitely inspired, huh? They actually took action by writing a letter to the governor of Hiroshima, Pakun.
Yes, it's amazing. Well, in the same way that I said that the voices from Kiribati are important in the climate debate because they are on the ground feeling the effects of global climate change. The voices from the children in Hiroshima are very important. They are one of only 2 cities ever to have an atomic bomb dropped on them, and they have a special place in the debate around peace. And I'm very excited to see that this generation is reaching out, both on Instagram and Facebook, social networking services, to a wide audience, but also in person, approaching tourists to talk about peace and to do an activity which will help them to take that message home with them. I think that's wonderful. And writing a letter to the governor, a little political action, never hurts either. Good job, guys.
Good job. And China, what did you think of them?
Yes, I mean, thank you so much for the amazing presentation. And I really liked how they divided it into like few steps to make it clear and to get people's attention and also learning, education, like a lot of things and so on. And maybe I missed it, but I want to ask a question.
Sure, go ahead.
What was the reason for them to target the youth, especially?
Okay, so May or Arisa, why did you focus on peace, right?
Because I want youth to convey the Hibakusha's experience and to learn about Hiroshima. So we focus on young people to define.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do you talk about peace with your friends like on daily basis? Do you talk about peace? Not as much?
As always, we don't talk about Hiroshima.
So maybe it was a great time.
Yeah,
great opportunity.
Putting together this presentation may have given you the impetus, given you a chance to think about peace more than you do ordinarily. Did you feel that?
Yes.
Yes, we did too. So, Mikami Sensei, how was their presentation on peace education?
Yeah, thank you very much for a nice presentation. It's very unique. You are thinking about peace education, also the side of economics. Yeah, and you are doing peace education. One of the methods is workshop, and you are doing paper crane. How to make a paper crane is one of them. But do you think another subject of the workshop if you have thinking about that, please teach me.
Any other idea?
Yeah.
For workshops?
Oh.
You guys twins?
You're still thinking?
I want to make event for think about peace education and what we can do for realize the abolition of nuclear weapons.
Yeah.
That's a great idea.
You have the potential. So let's ask overseas. Let's ask Timor-Leste. What did you think of
the presentation?
Yeah, there you are. Hi. So what did you think of their presentation?
It's a good innovation. We think from that we can bring a peace to everyone. And it's a good idea for us, just not only in Japan, for all of the country.
Bring motivation for all of us in here also in Timor-Leste.
What did you think of the city Hiroshima? It's like a city where we go on school trips to learn about peace and think about peace.
Yeah, we also hear, before that, we also hear about the history of Hiroshima and also Nagasaki.
Nagasaki, wow.
Yeah, throughout the nuclear exploding in there. So I think we think it's a great place for us to visit and to know more about the history there, and to know about how they could bring peace for all of community who live in there.
Yeah, the best idea, guys. We think it's a good job to you.
So please come and visit one day. We'll be waiting here in Japan.
Yeah,
thank
when
you.
everything is good.
Thank you. All right, so let's go to the next team. Next team is Team Steppers from Ichikawa Junior High School in Chiba. So Maharu, Suzu, and Teruyuki, you're on.
Hello, we are Steppers. I'm Teruyuki.
I'm Suzu. And I'm Maharu.
We're from Ichikawa Junior High School. In our video, we have put the spotlight on the second SDGs goal, starvation.
We put a lot of effort so that our voices and messages could be spread to the whole world. We even wrote an original fictional story to express the situation of hunger. While watching this video, please think about how crucial this issue is and actions we can take today.
Please watch our presentation.
Let me tell you a story about a teenage girl called Abla living with her parents and siblings. Just hearing this, her life and ours seems nothing different. But what if I told you she was living in Yemen, one of the most suffering countries from poverty and war, and is in the worst humanitarian crisis? For all her life, she has never been able to fill her stomach, not care about strangers shooting her and her family, and much more things we take for granted. She has a younger brother who is 18 months old, but only weighs a 6 months baby. Why? It's because he lacks nutrition. Since his mother also can't nourish herself, she can't breastfeed him. One sultry day, Abla's brother started coughing and having a diarrhea. His father immediately took him to the closest hospital, which was miles away. Abla also visited with them to find out his syndrome, and the doctor announced that it was a fever. As I mentioned before, Abla's brother has a dreadfully weak body, so frail that the body can't fight such simple infections. The nurses also seemed to gradually notice that he was in danger. Abla tried to hold his hand through his treatment, but the nurses didn't let her. Abla couldn't understand what was going on, but suddenly saw tears sliding down her father's cheek. It was her first time seeing her father go down on tears. Then she finally understood her brother was dead. She bent over speechless, glanced at her brother's huge eyes that will not ever open again. If only he had energy, or only if the hospital had antibiotics, one small life would have been saved. This is only a small part of reality. Over 3.1 million children experience the same as Abla's brother.
Before talking about the causes and solutions to hunger, let's discuss about today's situation and the exact definition. Hunger, also known as starvation, is when a person suffers or dies due to lack of food or nutrition. This makes our metabolism slow so that we can't maintain its warm temperature and weakens our immune system, which protects us from outside invaders. Also, your glycogen and glucose will run out so that your body will start using amino acids, which weakens your muscles. According to UNICEF statistics, 340 million children under the age of 5 are already malnutritional. That is 22% of all children under 5. However, the reason why they are lacking food is not because the world can't produce enough food to feed 7.9 billion people. If we divide the amount of crop productivity and the world's population, 360 kilograms is available per person. That is actually 2 times of what we need. Our business and doesn't harm us directly, you are misunderstanding this whole thing. Our lives in developed countries are supported greatly by developing countries. For example, people in developing countries work non-stop to fill 60% of the world's clothing exports. However, if the situation of hunger worsens, these people manufacturing won't be able to work because they don't have the energy to. If this continues, their productivity will worsen and the import of our country will also decrease. Another effect that we will get is that our country has to pay constantly for donations and aid. But if starvation abolished, all of these money spent can go in other things.
Now that we know how crucial the issue is, what are some solutions? Well, people suffering from hunger rely on international organizations like UNICEF or NPOs and NGOs. So actually there are some steps already being taken, such as emergency food support and preventing warfare and so on. We junior high and high school students can't really participate in these large-scale projects much. However, there are many actions we can take to decrease food loss. Food loss happens when the food are thrown away even though they are edible, because it looks unappetizing or because they have passed the expiration date. In the US, 30% of the food is thrown away each year. To avoid food loss, we should always check the expiration date and buy food with the earliest expiration date. It is also important that we buy only the amount of foods that we are able to consume. Making donations and volunteering to organizations to help poverty is another way. In fact, $1 can provide clean water enough to sustain 40 days for the poor. In addition, preventing global warming from worsening is another key to solving hunger. Most countries under poverty are near the equator. Therefore, the temperature is constantly high. Having too high temperatures is a problem because it can kill crops. When this continues or aggregates, both food to export and food to individually consume will be gone. In the Declaration of Human Rights, there are many rights. Among all of these rights, the first right is the right to life. In other words, it's the right to live. So why do we not pay attention or care about the people who are suffering from hunger and poverty?
Poverty is like good punishment for a crime that you didn't commit. This is a quote from Elie Kamarov. Yes, people in developing countries are born in different environment from us. None of them obviously chose to be born in that environment, but had no other options.
As we explained before, there are various solutions to hunger. However, If we were the only ones who were going to take actions, nothing would change. We all have to do it together. For instance, if a person could make 1 paper crane per minute and tried to make 100 paper cranes, it would take 1 hour and 40 minutes. However, if 50 people tried to participate, it would only take 2 minutes. We can all change the world.
SDGs is short for Sustainable Development Goals. It has 17 goals to make the world a better place. It was originally called MDGs. It only had one singular goal, to solve hunger.
Still, the first one in this list of goals is poverty, and the second is hunger. The government hopes to achieve these goals by 2030. As the name hints, this global goal is sustainable, meaning it could be continued at any time.
To make the world sustainable, we need food and energy. So by 2030, we hope to abolish or at least lessen the people suffering from hunger from 9.9% to 5%.
Let's change the world!
All right, let's change the world. Do it together to make the world a better place.
Yes, this was another fantastic presentation. I actually teach communication skills to college students and adults across the country. I do. And this is one of the things that I mention a lot. You need to tell a story.
Okay.
You need to have a good, gripping narrative to get your audience interested. And the opening story with the pictures, the hand-drawn pictures, that was a wonderful way to bring the threat and the terrible tragedy of hunger directly into their presentation.
And
it's not just figures.
Original story, it was,
Yes,
right?
it was very good. And I like the fact that they said it in Yemen, because this is a country which there's a proxy war going on between two other countries on either side of the civil war. And Japan and America, my country, have a lot of influence on the countries which are involved in that proxy war, which we could use perhaps to achieve peace. I love that part. I also love the fact that they talked about the economy. And then I love the fact that they gave us specific ideas on what we can do. My particular favorite was choose the food with the nearest expiration date. Not a week in advance. Get the one that expires tomorrow and eat it today. That's a great idea. And in fact, I'm pretty sure if I go home and open my refrigerator, there's plenty of expired food. I will be helping the environment by eating it.
Right. So, why did you choose Yemen in your original story? Was it
we chose Yemen because when I searched up about hunger, the first one from the internet was Yemen, and I was really curious why it was Yemen, and it was about the war that is happening, and the war really affects the starvation of the other citizens. So I thought by using specific countries, I thought people would have more emotions to it.
Absolutely. Who drew the pictures? They were really wonderful.
Oh, yeah.
It was beautiful.
I drew the pictures.
They're very good.
Very warm. So Sheena, what did you think of their presentation?
Yes, I mean, I was going to say the similar thing, but telling a story like through drawing would help, non-native speaker to understand much more. So I think that was a wonderful way, and I was like so touched with the story.
Right.
And about the food waste, they mentioned about how much food waste are created in the U.S., but food waste is one of the biggest issue in Japan as well.
Japan.
Yeah, and we are spending a lot of our taxes to dispose all the food waste.
Right.
So I think we really have to think about this issue a lot more. I want to ask about if you guys have a kyushoku at school, like school lunch. Do you guys how do you guys prevent food waste in your school? If you guys are doing anything, yeah.
We actually don't have kyushoku. We actually our lunches to school with obentos.
Right, lunchbox.
I see.
Cool.
Do you eat all of your bento every day?
Yes.
Good.
Good, good.
As a maker of bento, I know how important that is.
You make bento?
I make bento every day, and I hate
What?
coming home
Really?
and the kids, they didn't even eat my tamagoyaki. What's going on?
Uh-oh. Maybe it's the flavor or the seasoning you...
So for both the
For
environment
bad
and your
cooking.
relation with your parents, definitely eat your bento. Yeah.
So we know Park-in's a great dad. All right, so Mikami sensei.
Yeah, I'm very impressed that junior high school students are already
They are
thinking
junior high
this
school.
way about the SDGs, especially focused on Yemen.
Yeah.
And you also noticed that the food loss on your own life. It's very important, I think. Thank you very much. Nice presentation.
Thank you. We take so many things for granted, you know. I should appreciate so many things. So let's ask Hiroshima. Let's hear your opinions or questions if you have any. Piece of peace. Question, go ahead.
Thank you. Well, what plans do you have to achieve your goal?
What plans do you have to achieve your goals? Okay.
You introduced some. Can you tell us some more?
The goals is, I think, things that we do daily really affects on the solution to hunger. So, like, we can make a lot of events and to tell messages to other people, but to solve it, I think it really depends on what we do daily. So, I think that is something that we should do.
Right.
Thank you.
A common catchphrase when we're thinking about global issues is think globally, act locally, right?
Yeah. I remember the phrase.
Say that again.
Think globally, act locally.
Ooh,
Exactly.
okay, we learned another phrase. Thank you, everybody. So let's go to the next team. Team Sunny from Ehime Prefectural Saijo High School. So Natsuki, Shiki, and Nene. Please start your presentation.
Hello. We are Sunny from Saijo High School. I'm Natsuki.
I'm Shiki. I'm Nene. We are studying the fifth goal of SDGs, gender equality. In this movie, we focused on two themes. One is about same-sex marriage, and the other is about school uniform. We also introduce good efforts in other countries.
So we guess that you can easily imagine the society we should create. Furthermore, we conducted questionnaire concerning gender to the students here before participating in this project.
You can listen to real voice from students in our movie. In the latter part, we will let you know our feeling toward the society in the future. In addition, we also present wise remarks said by great people from the past. This was a brilliant with hope for the future. Please watch our presentation. Wait a minute. This should not be happening to any of us, any of our friends, or any of you who are watching this movie now. We got to prevent this. Now, let's check what Saijo High School students think about gender.
Hey, yes?
Have you heard of gender problems?
Yes, I have. No, but I have heard of it. Yes.
Where did you hear about gender problems?
I have studied about it at school. News. Dramas.
Do you know that one of the SDGs is gender equality?
No, I don't. No.
Do you think you understand the word gender correctly?
No. I may not know. I don't know.
Do you think you want to wear trousers if they are our official school uniform?
Yes, I don't like skirt because it's very cold in winter. No, skirt is cuter. Actually, I want to wear trousers.
It seems that we need to study more about gender. But to begin with, are we supposed to keep our own gender identities secret?
I think that is a good question. We need generosity toward a lot of things to know the situation better. I let you know a few things I have observed.
When it comes to same-sex couples in Japan, their marriage is not legalized yet. Many countries started legalizing same-sex marriage, but Taiwan is the only country in Asia that allows same-sex marriage.
But they can still live together, right? What's the problem?
Yes, they can live together. But since they cannot register as a couple officially, it makes them very hard to welcome a child. Inheriting their fortune would also be difficult.
It doesn't sound that we all have same rights. We have some other issues to concern. For example, at our school, we don't have trousers for girls. But as you saw on the interview, some want to wear trousers for various reasons. Today, 44% of high schools in Japan let female students have choice whether to wear trousers as their school uniform.
When we look at this issue globally, there is a measure called gender neutral uniform in the UK and New Zealand. They are quite pioneering on this matter. At the same time, in the UK, there was a campaign called Trousers for All. The aim of this campaign is not to force girls to wear skirts. Do you think having a choice would make students happy?
Yes! Now, we have got to change this situation. Let's think what we can do.
I think diversity makes our world better. No two people are alike. Just like that, we two are different.
Even though we look different, we think different, and we act different, we are friends. And that is the point. There is no reason to let our differences divide us, and the entire world should embrace this idea.
That is so right. No racial differences can divide us. No political policies can divide us. No school rules can divide us.
There is no time for us to look what stands between us. We should focus on what stands before us. This way, we can tackle with more serious problems such as poverty, education, and dreadful world.
Although our perspective might differ, we will make solutions for all these problems together.
If you are suffering from discrimination related to sexual minorities, you should be aware that you are not alone. You should never accept anything less than you deserve.
Don't even feel bad about being different. You are what you are. We had better celebrate the differences and embrace them.
We, high school students, are peacemakers. We are generous because we are educated that way. I want to spread love and hope for everyone in the world.
It's not that we don't need equality anymore, but equality needs you.
I really loved all those strong messages towards the end.
It's amazing, amazing. This is our time here together is not only sharing messages, it's also sharing visual presentations, and this one had incredible production values.
What did you especially like about it?
I like the fading subtitles. I like the little hand-drawn puppets, and I liked opening with famous quotes. You know, we had Nelson Mandela, Mother
BTS.
Teresa, BTS.
BTS.
You know,
Are you guys fan of BTS?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought so.
Yeah. They're right up there with the Dalai Lama, right? Right. So I would like to ask, though, I have a question. I believe focusing on gender equality is a wonderful place to put your energies, especially since it is one of the SDGs which is often overlooked. But you promoted a specific idea, school uniforms, so the freedom of choice for boys and girls in schools to choose their own uniforms. Have you pressed this issue with your own school administration or PTA?
Yes.
Is there any movement? Do you think there will be school uniform choice in the future?
Not yet.
Really? So there's a lot of pushback. They're not. Have you shown them this video?
Yes? No? You should. You should.
You should definitely show the school administrators this video.
Okay.
Yes. Because tomorrow's Monday. So tomorrow's Monday.
Right.
Take action now.
Exactly.
Okay, so Sheena, how did you look at the video?
Yes, I mean, I was like thinking back about my like junior high school when I was, in junior high. I had to wear exactly the same uniform, and I didn't even think about like why did I have to wear the uniform with a skirt, but because it was like too normal, for everyone, because like girls should wear like skirt. But this video just gave me like reminded me again about everyone has a choice, right? And yeah, I think it was amazing, and I loved it.
Right.
How girls are presenting in the way they were was powerful.
Right, definitely. So Mikami sensei.
Thank you very much for a nice presentation. I learned the issue of uniforms looks very important issue at high school, especially for you. And when gender issue is discussed openly, like you, then the bullying due to sexualism will decrease in school in near future, I think. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could I ask our friends from Timor-Leste what they thought of this video?
Sure,
because
sure.
gender issues are very strongly influenced by cultural factors like religion. And Japan is in a different situation than many other countries around the world. What did you think of this presentation, Lafahek Warriors?
It's a good one. And they are asking us about our situation. They're also sent an email to us about how the equality gender in our society in Timor-Leste, and we think that it's a good one to talk about that because it is also a social problem that we all of the country get it. So it's a good one.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. So let's go to Team Gonzales. How about your school? Can you choose if you want to wear skirts or trousers? Do you have rules for school uniforms?
Yes, from this year, we have trousers for girls.
Oh, wow.
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 Do you have skirts for boys?
No.
Not yet. Okay. Maybe soon.
Wow. So progress is being made.
Yes.
Fantastic. So what did you think of their presentation?
I thought that was interesting about the uniform, and I think this school would be a nice chance to change Japan's decision. We have some questions, so can I ask?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Is there anyone around you who having trouble with gender?
In your school?
In your school.
Okay.
Yes, maybe.
Maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It was a yes or no question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, all right. I guess it's time to move on to the next team, and it'll be our final presentation. Team Takezono High School from Ibaraki Prefectural Takezono High School. Takumi, Kyoka, and Haruka. So I guess we're missing one person. Okay. So start your presentation.
Hello, we're Takezono High School from Ibaraki Prefecture, and this is Kyoka.
And this is Takumi.
Unfortunately, one of our team members, Haruka, cannot be here today.
I'm impressed with everyone's presentation, and we feel so lucky to be here.
Our team is worried about the problems of gender inequality.
We hope that we can achieve gender equality all over the world.
Please watch our presentation.
We are Takezono High School. Our school is located in Tsukuba, Ibaraki. Tsukuba is known as Tsukuba Science City and is home to Tsukuba University, JAXA, 16 national research institutes, and more than 240 private research companies. Because Tsukuba is a very international city, our school gives students many opportunities to learn about international issues through exchange programs, debate, Model United Nations, and many activities related to SDGs. Because students in our school think a lot about SDGs, one Takezono student came up with the idea of an SDGs Karata. A group of students spent a year and a half creating English material and manuals for the Karata. After making it, they donated copies to all elementary schools in Tsukuba so that elementary students can enjoy learning about SDGs. We hope that this will increase their interest in those issues. Our team is passionate about SDGs, and we want to know as much as possible about critical issues in the world today. Specifically, we are deeply interested in gender issues. And we recently gave a presentation in the Ibaraki Presentation Forum about Disney princesses and gender identities. We compared original versions and remakes of classic Disney movies to examine how Disney is changing its representation of gender. This presentation made us more interested in gender equality, and we want to do something to help encourage discussion and understanding of gender. Because we want to promote gender equality in our community, we are holding discussions with junior high school students. We want to listen to young students' ideas about what gender is, what problems related to gender exist in our society, and we want to know their ideas about how we should solve these problems. By allowing young students to think about these issues, we want to provide a space in which they can explore the idea of gender and deepen their understanding. One thing that we have noticed is that many people seem to misunderstand the concept of gender. When asked about gender equality, many people think that this includes issues of sexuality.
男性や女性以外に無性別なども最近はあり、すべて尊重するべきで、みんな平等だと考えています。
ありがとうございます。じゃあ
女子だからとか男子だからっていうのでなんか判断してしまったり、女子はスカート履くべきとかの固定概念があるんじゃないかなと思います。
Although the issue of equality for the LGBTQ community is one of the most important issues that needs to be addressed in modern society, the United Nations Gender Equality SDG goals are related to providing better and more equal access to society for women around the world. As stated on the United Nations website, the goal of SDG number 5 is to achieve gender equality and empower all women and girls. What is gender? The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines gender as the behavioral, cultural, or psychological traits typically associated with one sex. This is a great place to begin our understanding, but where does gender come from? Is it created by society or by nature? As the great gender theorist Judith Butler explains, masculine and feminine roles are not biologically fixed, but socially constructed.
What kind of gender inequality is there in Japan? In Japan, there is gender inequality in the workplace, politics, and education. In the workplace, women still cannot achieve the same income or position as men. In Japan, too many people still believe that women should stay at home to raise families and men should work in companies. However, all people must decide what to do for themselves. We must ignore stereotypes and allow people to be individuals. In politics, the number of female representatives is too small compared to other countries. The rate of female politicians in the Diet is only about 10%, even though 50% of the Japanese population is women. This rate is the worst in the G7. The rate of female politicians is 37% in France, 35% in Italy, and 34% in Canada.
僕はこの解決策をするためにまず大きなことからで、校長先生が最近女性の方が増えていっているみたいなことで、男性が重要なことをやるとか、総理大臣が女性じゃダメだとか、なんかそういう大きな場面を持たすのも女性とかがやることで、これからの世の中が大きく変わっていくんじゃないかと思いました。
If we do not have enough female representatives in government, our society cannot break the gender image. Having more female representatives means that young women have better role models. Young women can understand that they can do and achieve anything. More female representatives means that there can be more public policies that effectively make our society better for women.
The discussions that we have had with junior high school students have been so incredible and helpful. The junior high school students could have a chance to explore the ideas of gender and have fun talking about important social issues. This may have been the most important experience of our whole education. However, these discussions only affect the people who were involved in the discussions. A true solution means that it is necessary to make sure women and men all over the world discuss gender inequality and the true meaning of gender. Thinking is the strongest weapon we have against gender inequality. Discussion leads to understanding, and we hope understanding will create real change.
Thank you for sharing your insights. Taku, wasn't that karuta, the Japanese traditional card game, great?
It's a great idea. Karuta, for those of you who don't know around the world, is a game with a saying on one side and a picture on the other, and they go together and you compete by finding it as quickly as possible when they're all mixed up. And it's a wonderful way to just pass the time. But the quality of those cards is amazing, as was the quality of the video. Once again, well done. I especially like the fact that you interviewed other people, younger people in your area. This is one of the sort of unique aspects of gender equality and the theme that Team Sunny from Ehime chose to talk about, which is sexual equality and sexuality preference equality. These are issues which you can think globally and act locally, but the actions that you do locally have an immediate effect on those around you. If you're trying to combat climate change by recycling, that will help. But the effects are going to be global, and it will take a long time to get back to your area. Talking about gender equality, sexual equality, with your friends, your schoolmates, the people younger than you, the people older than you, around you in the immediate area, that can change the lives of the people in your circle and the circle around them. And it has, in Japanese we'd say a hakyu koka, where the ripple effect changes the opinions and the outlooks and the interactions of all the people around you. Acting locally affects the local culture drastically on these particular issues, and I'm really excited that you're making a movement there.
Sheena, how did you look at their videos?
Thank you so much for the presentation. Well, I totally agree with what you said, how he was saying, everyone is biased in some way. So asking opinions from multiple schools is really great way to understand what's actually happening inside the school, the real voice of it. And I think it would be amazing if you can collaborate with the older schools that they were interviewing,
right,
to start something and spread their messages. Yeah,
right. So did you learn anything from the younger generations? Anything that was new to you?
I'm sorry, the mic was dropped out a little bit, so can you please repeat that question again?
Did you learn anything from the younger generations?
Yes, we learned a lot from the junior high school students, and they showed us new aspects of gender inequality that we didn't realize or we didn't thought about. So those discussions were really a great experience for our team.
Yeah, great. Go ahead.
Yeah, was all the school, they were interviewing, was friends school? How did you guys find those schools that they interviewed?
Those schools were the junior high school that near our high school, or that junior high school that actually one of the junior high school was the one I went to.
Cool. Oh,
So act locally.
Yeah.
Acting locally.
All right, so you're up, Miss Mikami Sensei.
Yeah, thank you very much. Nice presentation. I well understand you were thinking deeply the issue of gender. The playing card is very impressive for me. Mr. Park-san said,
Yes.
quality is very nice. If we want to purchase it,
How
is
much?
it possible?
You should sell it online.
Are you selling it, or are you planning to sell the Karuta cards?
Not selling, just give it for the junior high school students.
We'd love to have one, huh?
Sure.
I'd like one example, a very curious example, because I'm a researcher on biology. Many organisms on Earth have male and female, including human, but rather exceptional species exist. Paramecium, which is a microorganism, which I using teaching material, have more than sexes, more than two sexes. Yeah. For example, in one of the species, four sexes.
Really?
One for one.
So we call it 6, 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Instead of calling female and male.
I've never heard of that.
That's a new discovery.
Sexual system exists in nature. So nature is very diverse.
True.
Yes, very diverse.
Maybe you can understand the situation of nature.
We can learn from paramecium.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Right, so why don't we go to KiriCAN? Kiribas, what did you think of their gender equality presentation? How was it?
It was really nice to hear about gender equality, and we do agree. What is gender equality, right? And they really went to depth with that, and we're very thankful for the presentation that they gave. And it's true. In Kiribati, yes, we have that kind of problem because of tradition and culture. It tends to be sort of a conflict between when we're dealing with gender equality. So it's a very nice way of presenting it. And we like the cards, though. It's we think it's a wonderful way of teaching kids about SDGs and bring out the message. So yeah.
Oh yeah, kids will
Great
definitely
work.
show high interest. Thank you, everybody, and thank you so much for all your wonderful presentations. We're really moved. Big hands for the 8 teams. All right, so now I'd like to ask our guest for our overall comment on all the presentations that were given.
Well, I was amazed. I actually do a YouTube channel, and I do my own editing. And it is so hard.
Is it?
If you have a chance, you can check out my YouTube channel and see how I struggle.
Really?
Yes, but the quality of the productions, the quality of the dialogue, the quality of the thematic approach, the quality of the thinking behind each argument, the quality of the research, the quality of the data and scientific basis for the assertions they make, they're all amazing. And I think, when we talk about SDGs, we approach the subject with sort of a feeling of guilt. And it's sort of a dark, restricting topic because you think, oh my God, I'm just destroying the planet with everything I'm doing on a daily basis. But today, our friends have given us ideas on how we can address the things that need to be fixed. And the fact, planting eelgrass might work, planting mangroves might work, pressing our schools for a new approach to school uniforms might work. Saying to someone, we are who you are, we understand, accept yourself, don't feel bad about who you are. This sort of local approach to global and local issues, the fact that these high school students, junior high school students,
Right.
are so involved in it makes me feel really happy about SDGs today. So next time I make a YouTube video or whatever, I'm going to be smiling much more because
Yes.
these guys have given me hope.
You've learned so much from these guys.
Exactly.
Right.
I've learned to think positively.
Oh.
Thank you all so much for that.
Okay. And Sheena?
Yes. You know, I'm very close age with everyone who's like sitting right there. And I really feel sometimes like kind of like equal anxiety, feeling really depressed, what he was just saying. But the presentation gives me hope, inspirational, like motivation, everything. And it was great how students are learning about SDGs in the school, because when I was just a couple of years ago, I think it was like 5 years ago when I was in junior high school, there was no word exist like SDGs or climate change or whatever that sort of like topic. So learning about these kind of things is the first step for the action. So I really want to continue my work as a climate activist, giving presentation around schools. And please invite me so that I can give presentations to the school too.
As an environment activist.
So thank you so much. It was very honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. All right, so Dr. Mikami.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us today for a long time. It was a wonderful time for me to listen to your young people's idea. Today's session of Voice of Youth Empowerment, I strongly felt that young people have solid ideas. My impression is that Japanese youth has been changed since, in my impression, around 2011 or so. Until then, the young generation was rather quiet and serious, but don't want to do much on its own. However, I did not get such an impression from your presentation today. This session, future voice. Just think about the future we did today. But I want to say also, please think about the saying, learn from the past. In Japanese, onko-jishin, we say. In the past, people have shown consideration and care for nature that have forgotten in each country. It is important to apply this knowledge to our daily lives, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mikami-sensei. So now let's have just a few words from everybody who participated today. So let's start with Team 1. Team Amakusa High School. Do you want to start off?
And thank you for today. We enjoy this time.
Yeah, thank you for
Thank you very much.
Thank you. We loved your presentation. Let's go to Team Gonzalez from Ehime.
We're from Aichi.
Oh,
Aichi.
sorry.
Yeah, they're close.
Okay.
Thank you for inviting us today. We enjoyed it a lot, and it was really good experience for all three of us.
Okay.
Well, thanks so much.
Thank you. So now Team KiriCAN Rising. Thank you. Oops.
KiriCAN.
Uh-oh, we have bad reception. Okay, so let's go to Team Lafahek Warior. Timor-Leste, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you to a solid gratitude from us to all of you, especially to this amazing and high-level conference. So we learn a lot through this conference, and we hope we can speak, act more, and create change in our reality. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Team Pop. Piece of Peace from Hiroshima. There you are.
I was glad to join this event.
We learned interacting with other young people is important and fun.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Next, Team Steppers from Chiba.
Thank you for inviting us today. We're Chuichi students, but by participating in this project, we were able to learn more knowledges and we want to make more actions from now on.
Yeah, we were very inspired and influenced by other people's presentations, so it was such a great experience for us.
Well done.
Okay, thank you. Team Sunny.
Hey, thank you for having us. It was really nice to meet you. Nice to meet you all. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. And last, Takezono High School from Ibaraki Prefecture.
I can't say thank you enough to invite us here, and all the presentation motivates me to think globally and act locally. I'm so proud of here. Thank you.
We're so proud of you too. Thank you, everybody. Now we would like to have Miss Yumi Shindo, Director of the International Educational Exchange for Exchange Department of the Asia Pacific Cultural Center for UNESCO, ACCU, will give us a closing remark as a representative of the organizers of Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021 Future Voices.
Dear distinguished youth participants and audience of all the generations across the region, good afternoon. My name is Yumi Shindo from Asia Pacific Cultural Center for UNESCO, ACCU. On behalf of ACCU, it is a pleasure to give a closing remark for our 50th anniversary program, The Voice of Youth Empowerment 2021. Congratulations to all the participants for your hard work and powerful presentations and actively participating and contributing to the remarkable event. We have focused on youth for this for our 50th memorial event because we believe youth are the change makers. We started the program in August with SDG's's Agora and in October with a speakers workshop and today Future Voices. The series of this program built a platform for the youth to raise their voices and to look at the future through their voices. I hope that the 22 youth participants have also inspired people beyond generations, regions, and countries. Talking of Sustainable Development Goals, 6 years has already passed. And it was all adapted. It was adapted by all the United Nations member states in 2015. We recognize that everyone, including myself, has a responsibility to make a better world for the sustainable planet that we live in and share with. Here, I'd like to quote from the preamble to UNESCO Constitution. Since wars begin in the minds of people, it is in the minds of people that the defenses of peace must be constructed. ACCU values peace, diversity, and collaboration, and we will maintain and care these values for a sustainable future of the earth. So let us work together. At last, but not the least, let me express for our profound gratitude for UNESCO Beijing Cluster Office, Timor-Leste National Commission for UNESCO, Japan Kiribati Association, Toshiba International Foundation, Fuji Television, Ambassador Kisa-san, and Mr. Haran, Ms. Tsuyuki, and Professor Mikami, and many partners to make this program successful. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you very much, and especially thank you to the youth. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Shindo, for your wonderful closing remarks. Thank you. Thank you. So I hope you all enjoyed our Future Voices. So through this event, we have been carrying out various activities with the aim of empowering young people, the leaders of the future, and bringing their voices to the world. We hope that the presentations and discussions by the teams today will sow the seeds of the idea that we can create a better future together beyond the generations and countries and the hearts of everyone who joined us today. And I would like to thank once again Mr. Patrick Harlan, Ms. Tsuyuki, and Dr. Mikami for participating today. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Kisa.
Thank you. So today's Future Voices will be on YouTube later. Details on how to watch will be announced on the official website soon. So thank you for joining us on the Voice of Youth Empowerment Future Voices 2021, and we'll see you, I guess, soon again. See you next time. Thank you.
Bye, guys. Good job.
Great job.
You're amazing.